Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel, the ultimate destination for all things English. In case you missed it, make sure you watch part 1 of our Essential Phrasal Verb series, where we covered 25 important phrasal verbs for business in English. Today, we're continuing with part 2 with another 25 phrasal verbs that you need to know. As you may already know, phrasal verbs are very common and useful in English, especially in business situations. However, they can also be very tricky and confusing, because they have different meanings depending on the context and the particles they use. That's why learning the most common and relevant combinations can help you a lot. So, without further ado, let's jump right in. Number 1, backup. To back up means to support someone or something and to create a copy of data or files. It conveys reliability and assistance. For instance, you can always count on me to back up your decisions.
And I will back you up all the way 100% on this, and you tell them that.
Number 2, branch out. The phrasal verb branch out signifies the act of expanding or diversifying one's interests, skills, or areas of expertise. For example, she started as a graphic designer, but then she branched out into web development and animation.
I used to be in market research, then I branched out, became sort of a scientist.
Number 3, break into. To break into refers to entering a new field or industry, often requiring effort or force. For example, it is hard to break into the media business without any contacts or experience.
I think within conspiracy circles to break in to Tarsus meetings.
Number 4, bring up. This phrase means to mention or introduce a topic or issue. For example, I don't want to bring up the past, but we need to learn from our mistakes.
Look, I don't want to bring up the past, but isn't Serrano the guy that ran you out of Chicago when he was running things back then?
Number 5, call back. To call back involves returning a phone call or a message. For example, if someone misses a call, they might say, "I'm sorry, I missed your call, I'll call you back as soon as possible." It's a common practice in maintaining communication and ensuring that messages are addressed promptly.
I tried to call back, but they wouldn't take the call.
Number 6, carry out. The phrasal verb carry out refers to performing or executing a task or a plan. It emphasizes the implementation and completion of specific tasks. For example, the team carried out the project successfully and on time.
Whatever you threaten me with is ludicrous in comparison to what will be done to me if I do not carry out my orders in full.
Number 7, check in. To check in involves reporting one's arrival or status, often by contacting someone to confirm something. For instance, please check in with the receptionist when you arrive.
Thank you for understanding. I'll check in with the Louisville office again next month.
Number 8, check out. The phrase check out has a dual meaning. It can involve examining or inspecting something, as in checking out a new book for its relevance to work. Also, it can refer to leaving a hotel or a place after payment. For example, we need to check out the new software by tomorrow to assess its relevance to our business operations.
Chewie, check out the ship as best you can.
Number 9, cut down. To cut down means to reduce the amount or quantity of something. For example, we need to cut down our expenses and save more money.
Forced by the budget crisis to cut down expenses, New York City has furloughed 4,000 of New York's finest.
Number 10, draw up. The expression draw up implies preparing or writing a document or a contract. For instance, we need to draw up a proposal for the client by next week.
I mean, I could have a guy draw up a document, but I feel like, well, what if it makes a food chain?
Number 11, follow up. To follow up is to take further action or contact someone after an event or a meeting. It underscores the importance of continued communication. For instance, after a discussion, someone might say, "I will follow up with an email to summarize what we discussed."
You want me to follow up on this? Sure.
Number 12, hand out. To hand out means to distribute or give something to a group of people. For example, he handed out the brochures to the attendees.
And don't forget, Pop, tomorrow you have to come to school and help hand out the food to the poor kids.
Number 13, hand over. The phrasal verb hand over involves giving or transferring something to someone else, often with authority or responsibility. For example, she handed over the project to her colleague when she left the company.
Will you just hand over the cash?
Number 14, look forward to. To look forward to expresses anticipation or eagerness for something in the future. For instance, we look forward to launching our new product next month. This creates a positive outlook and enthusiasm.
I was saying, sir, I look forward to seeing your strategy play out.
Number 15, note down. The phrase note down means to write something for future reference or to remember it. For example, he noted down the main points of the presentation.
I want you to note down all that passes through your mind.
Number 16, point out. To point out is to indicate or draw attention to something or someone. It involves highlighting specific details for consideration. For example, she pointed out the best candidate for the job.
Though I doubt anyone can point out the actual provision to me.
Number 17, push back. To push back means to postpone or delay something. In a scenario affected by bad weather, a team might have to put back a meeting. It implies rescheduling to a more suitable time.
I'm gonna have to push back the Halloween dance just by a couple of months.
Number 18, run out of. To run out of means to use up or exhaust the supply of something. For example, we ran out of paper, so we need to buy more.
I found a Formula One team with an okay car and an owner who had run out of money and was willing to accept my terms.
Number 19, settle in. To settle in refers to becoming comfortable or familiar with a new situation or environment. It could describe the process of settling into a new job or adapting to a different work environment. For example, it took him a while to settle in at his new job.
Understand it is very difficult to leave a loved one in a new environment for so long, but most people need that time to settle in.
Number 20, sort out. The phrasal verb sort out involves organizing or arranging something and resolving or dealing with a problem. For example, we need to sort out the files and delete the ones we don't need.
He has a lot of things to sort out before he graduates.
Number 21, step down. To step down means to resign or leave a position of authority or responsibility. For example, he decided to step down as the CEO after the company faced financial difficulties.
The boys in the legal department think the best course of action would be for you to plead guilty, plea bargain to keep this as quiet as possible, and step down as chairman of the foundation.
Number 22, take off. To take off means to become successful or popular. For example, his business took off after he appeared on a TV show.
My situation changed. My business took off.
Yeah, he became a success.
Number 23, turn up. The expression turn up involves arriving or appearing, often unexpectedly. For example, he turned up late for the meeting and apologized.
Well, I'm supposed to, but they never turned up.
Number 24, work on. To work on means to spend time or effort on something, aiming to improve or develop it. For example, he is working on a new project for the next quarter.
You can work on your drawings, and I can finish my writing.
Number 25, write off. To write off involves canceling or reducing the value of a debt or an asset and considering something as worthless or a failure. For example, the bank wrote off the bad loans as a loss.
They save the receipts to write off as a business expense.
So that's it for today. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more language learning content. And remember, if you missed part 1, be sure to check it out. Until next time, happy learning, and I'll see you in the next video.